I'm hoping we're gonna go live.
I'm easily amused.
Something's happening. It's alive!
Something is happening.
Something is happening. God help us.
All right, I'm in the chat.
Right. And we are live.
It's a Mario
Is the
question
audio
mark.
coming
Let me
through
see
on
if I
the
can hear.
website?
Something is happening.
Oh.
God help us.
All right, I'm in the chat.
All right. We're good. Wait, Mark, talk.
Hello. Goodbye. Oh, yeah. What? No.
Just got that on loop now. Yeah, we're good.
You can hear me.
I thought I heard you.
Good.
Kim, can you hear him?
Yeah, I mean, on the feed?
Where have I got
Yeah.
my chat?
Okay, hold on.
Pretty sure we can.
Right. A bit rusty at this.
It's a very nice little ting.
Alright. Are we just going for it?
I didn't hear Mark on the feed.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm showing up on my
Yeah,
OBS.
yeah, I heard you. Kim is fucking with you at this point. I just heard you saying, "Are we going for it?"
Right, are we going for it, yeah?
Yeah, we're going
I
for it.
didn't hear it, so alright.
Alright, here we go.
Kim is just, in the dark. Your levels might be a little low, Mark. Though I will say that.
For fuck's sake.
Sounds fine, and you sound fine in the Discord to me.
Yeah, it's just on Obusa. Right, I've turned my volume up in OBS.
Discord to me.
All right, you're good. You're golden now.
Right, I'm gonna go for it. Quiet, please!
Do it.
Quiet,
God.
please! Shh! Shushy mush! Quiet!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 832 of the Overseas Connection podcast. It's Easter Saturday, April 19th, 2025. We're coming to you on a Saturday show because tomorrow's Easter. And let's face it, there's going to be stuff to be done, family business to be had. So we're doing it a little early. You're getting some lovin' a little bit early. Who doesn't love a little early lovin'? I'm just saying. On the show today, myself, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. Also on the show, I'm going to go diagonally and then diagonally and diagonally, if you can imagine that. We're going to start with Mr. Mark Hannock's right. Mark.
Hello, Greg. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm just a bit of a panic here at the moment. I'm just running the stream for the first time in a year. So, nice to have the intro video back, wasn't it? Don't you think?
I did notice the intro video coming up, yes.
And it was synchronized.
It was synchronized. I am eagerly waiting the audio version of this, though, just to hear if it came out garbled like it did on my end.
Well, that's what editing's for,
Or
Greg.
if I think it plays clean. This is my guess. It's going to play clean for the Twitch and YouTube audience.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making the show, Mark.
You're welcome.
On the show today, also to my diagonal, Mr. Christopher Matthew.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back. Happy Easter weekend. Hopefully, you find lots of chocolate goodies hidden throughout your yard or your garden, whatever you prefer to call it. Should be a great time.
Unless you have pets. I mean,
Unless you have pets. Although my dog is big and he's eating chocolate and it doesn't seem to bother him. Not that we give it to him on purpose, but it seems that the big dogs can kind of handle a little bit of mild poisoning, right? Maybe like whiskey to a dog.
They can handle mild poisoning. There we go. Thank you for joining the show, Mr. Matthew.
Happy to be here.
Also on my diagonal to my horizontal, then vertical, Miss Kim Woods. Kim, happy.
Oh, that's
happy,
almost confusing.
happy Saturday, Easter, whatever.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's me. I'm here at GamerGirl27 everywhere. And what I meant by the pets thing, if for the chocolate, I mean, if you have pets and they go out and that's not chocolate. Just saying. So, watch out for that. So anyway, happy to be here. Let's do a show.
All right.
That's a bit of scatological humor.
Yeah, definitely. Real fast. What's the other name you would give to a yard?
Garden.
What else would you call your yard?
We call it garden.
A garden. Okay.
We call it garden
All right.
here.
All right.
Yeah, see, we on this side of the pond, a garden is specifically a place where you grow flowers or vegetables,
Yes.
and
Right.
the yard is the rest of
Yeah.
your property, right? Whereas I think you refer to the whole thing as the garden.
Yeah. A house has a garden. A business, like at work, our car park is the yard. Oh, that's out in the yard somewhere. Go find it.
Okay.
So that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, a garden sounds lovely. It makes everything sound super nice.
Yeah.
But then I've seen some of your gardens. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
push back on.
Mine's
that.
all right now. I cut the grass last week, first time.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
if
well,
you are new to the show, by the way, if you're tuning in, you're listening to an audio version of the podcast, maybe you're catching the highlight version of this podcast. One, we thank you for tuning in. Two, we do this every typically Sunday, 8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. in the West Coast, 3 p.m. in the East Coast, and if you happen to be in Kalamazoo, Ontario, Vancouver, Canada, go figure. It's 2 p.m. there, also Central Time Zone. I know, Mr. Matthew, you're frowning. You cannot handle my geographic greatness. We do this every week. It's a video game podcast. We talk about video games. We talk about life. We're going to have fun. We've got a quiz. We've got news. We've got games to talk about. And we've got a lot of life stuff to talk about. So strap in. Let's go for a ride for a couple hours. Here we go. Do we have any birthdays? Was anybody born the day before Christ rose? Just asking. No?
Well, my dad has a birthday on the 25th. So happy birthday, Dad.
Okay.
He'll be 74.
That does not qualify for the day before Christ rose, by the way.
No, I know it doesn't.
Qualifies for a birthday, boy, you
It's
tight
next week.
ass.
Right?
It does.
Thank you.
Mark, would you like to sing them a birthday song?
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Okay. Since we've done that, happy birthday, Kim's dad.
For his birthday,
Well?
she changed his name illegally to Gale. No, not Gale. No, that's wrong. That.
that
Sorry.
would be weird.
No, Astarion.
No.
Sorry, yeah.
just went to
I just
weird
realised what I said
territory,
there. Yeah.
I think
Holy
I think
shit.
any
Go
of those
there.
choices not
It is
so much.
illegal in most parts, although I'm not sure about where Kim lives, to be honest.
Ooh, no, that's no.
All right. Let's just jump into the story time side of things.
Everyone
Yeah,
here
good luck
loves
with the
story time, our favorite time of the day.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut now.
Okay. Yeah, it just brought the whole show to a halt for a second there.
Yeah.
All right, so some story time. Let's see. We might as well stick with the awkward. Kim, what's been going on with you?
Let's just stick with the awkward. Nothing, a whole lot. Let's see. I went to the dentist last week. I had a cleaning. That went fine, I guess. I mean, I've still got all the rest of my teeth. And I found out that, last week I mentioned I bought Baldur's Gate on Steam. I found out the
Yes.
Steam Deck will not keep up with Baldur's Gate. Battery-wise, that is. Because even plugged in, I went from having 100% battery, and I played for 2 hours, give or take. And I went from 100% battery to like 40 in 2 hours.
Even
So-
plugged in.
Even plugged in.
Now here's a question, and I'm gonna and I mean this in the most sincerest ask. Are you using the actual Steam Deck
No, I was
battery?
actually using a
or
different
cable?
Well, no, I'm not actually using the Steam Deck table. I'm
That's
using
why.
my phone. Really?
That is
That
why.
makes it-
So I found out the hard way that the Steam Deck needs a certain, I'll call it voltage
Right.
for the actual cable and plug-in. I tried using just a run-of-the-mill USB plug-in,
Right.
and it dropped like a stone. It could not keep up at all. If you get the
Oh.
high-speed charging,
Right.
the wall plug-in, they make additional ones with a longer cord, and that's what I
Right.
needed because the one that comes with the Steam Deck is incredibly short. The
Right.
charging USB. So I got one that was 10 feet long, but it was still rated for the OEM spec of the Steam Deck, and it works. But that's the key. So
I
yeah,
wanted to check into that because this is for my cell phone and it's got the fast charging and all that, but it still couldn't keep up.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
The Steam Deck needs 45 watts. So you
There you
gotta,
go.
gotta look
Thank you.
on your
I'll
phone
have to look,
charger.
yeah.
Yeah, like a laptop power supply is usually 60 or 90 watts, so that would probably keep up with it. Phones are usually a little lower.
Hey, I'll have to look. Either that or I'll just have to go get the Steam Deck charger cable and use it because usually I'm just sitting on
Or-
the couch anyway, so it's not like it's very far.
Or
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 it's a cessation strategy for you, Kim. It's kind of like the cigarettes in The Fifth Element that just more and more filter every time, right? It's just it's helping you wean off.
yeah, I don't think it is, but all right, it might be. So anyway, but yeah, no, it
your addiction is strong.
It really is. It's awful, to be fair. Anyway, that's about it. I got some other stuff, but I can talk about that when we talk about the game. So, because I
Okay.
screwed up last night.
Well, hopefully we did fix the battery issue for you. The Steam Deck battery though is amazingly short when you play a high intensity game. I will say
and let's
that.
face it, Baldur's Gate is a pretty, it's a pretty
Yeah.
massive game to handle. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like I'm sitting there playing, Lost Cats in London or something. So,
Yeah. By the way, those of you who envision using your Steam Deck in bed next to your wife or something while she's sleeping, forget it. That thing that jet fan kicks off and the clicky of the buttons, you will be keeping your wife up, or husband. In fairness,
Right.
could be either way. All right, Mark. I see
Yes.
Arcade Club here. Let's talk about this. What's going on with that?
Yes, so yesterday, me and my son Jay and his stepson Chris, we went over to Bury in Manchester to meet up with Rob, aka Snoogans, aka loves Greg's sausage
Snoogan.
fingers. Yeah, and we went to Europe's largest arcade. It's got 4 floors in this old mill. You pay to get in, and once you're in, all the machines are all free. There's some new ones, some old ones, some really old retro ones from the 80s, like your Space Invaders, Tron, Battlezone, the old Star Wars with a vector graphics. Remember that? We used to go down the Death Star.
One of my favorite
Canyon.
games.
Yep, one of my favourites as well. I played that several times. There's pinball machines. There's all the rhythm action ones. There's PCs. There's Xboxes. It's just everything. It's a really good day out. Really good value for money.
Now, is this really the largest in Europe or the largest in the UK?
It claims the largest in Europe. They've actually got 3 sites now in the UK. There's Leeds, which we're going to try next because that's nearer for us. There's one in Blackpool, and the Bury one is the original one. But yeah, it claims Bury is the largest in Europe. So, yeah, really good. I'm going to try and get some footage up. If you bear me a second. But yeah.
Well, one, awesome. Was there any collective favorite game you guys played?
There was a couple, yeah. So they had Outrun 2, where you sit in the sitting ones. There were 4 of them together. So eventually, when you managed to kick the kids off, because it were full of kids. But once you managed to get all 4 of us on there, we just stayed on there for ages and had a load of fun, a load of races. Jay won just about every bloody race, and I came last every race nearly. But yeah, really, really good fun. In fact, they're on the screen now, the outruns. Not with us, but the machines we used. There was one where me and Rob, you stood in a big cabin, and it was called Mission Impossible, and you had 2 dual-wielding guns what you moved around. And we were like, that's it on screen now. IMF. And you did different missions, and that was cool. As well as the shooting with some button mashing and stuff. That's on screen right now. Look what we were doing. That was so cool. That was a lot of fun. Jay and Rob are so competitive. In the background there, you'll see on the screen now, there's a hula hoops, where you're on a timer and you have to get so many baskets in the hoop within a time limit to get to the next stage. And they were so competitive to get the high score. It took Jay, I don't know how many times to beat Rob, but eventually beat him. So yeah, I never tried that. Apparently Rob's arm was hurting afterwards. He did it that many times. Basketball hoops. Yeah, basketball hoops. Yeah, well. Yeah, so a lot of retro stuff. I'm a massive Pac-Man fan. Pac-Man was my first love as a kid, so I was playing the Pac-Mans a lot. There's loads of different Pac-Man machines. There was a Battle Royale Pac-Man where all four of us played, where if you had the power pill, you could actually eat the other Pac-Man, and the last one standing wins. There was normal Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, and there was even, when you first went in, there's a massive giant LED screen with 2-player Pac-Man, and me and Rob did that. We got to level 30. And because you'd have to put coins in, if you used all your, you just press continue, you just carried on. So we got to level 30 on that, then we gave up because we was just been on it that long. The screen was that bright. I think we had flare damage on his eyes. It was that bright. What else did we do? Just so many things. We just tried loads of different games. Rob, as a youngster, always played there's an Alien arcade game. I can't remember what it's called, Alien Extinction or something, and he never finished it. He never finished it, but because it was, you didn't have to put money in, and he could just press continue. He actually finished that yesterday, so he actually completed the whole game. So he was happy with that. On the top floor there's a bit of a restaurant bit, and we stopped and had some food. We had me and Jay had cheeseburgers, and Rob and Chris had pizzas. They're all made in house, and the food's really reasonably priced. Like a 10-inch pizza's only £6. Yeah. The pizzas, a 10-inch, are only £6. So yeah, really good value for money. So yeah, really good day out. And then after we came out of there, we went round to the local Nando's and had a cheeky Nando's. Do you have Nando's over there? No, it's a chicken restaurant. It's a saying in Britain. You go for a cheeky Nando's. It's basically like peri peri chicken. It's a bit probably like similar to your Popeyes. I don't know. You don't know what peri peri chicken is? Yeah, I'm gonna say.
We have Nando's here in certain plates, in certain places.
Because you're civilized, Chris. You're civilized.
I'm close to some. I mean, I don't want to say civilized, but close to some large metropolitan.
Oh wait, hold on. They're saying we're hearing.
Yeah.
Can only hear Mark.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's what Rain God Zippo says. He can only hear.
Oh. All right, that's weird. Rain God, I'm not sure what he's listening to because I can hear everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we can all hear the Discord. I think Mark can. Well, hang on.
Oh, yeah. That could be problematic. But if he's on Twitch, he should be able to hear all of us.
Right, let me just double check it. You're on the gameplay one.
Gameplay screen. And
Yeah,
didn't have any
I haven't set the audio up on the gameplay screen.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Way to
Okay,
go.
I see how it is.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just trying to dominate the conversation, Mark. You're just trying to dominate the conversation.
And guess
That's
what,
what's
Greg?
going on.
Guess what? We didn't use Craig.
He said we can hear us all now.
That's
We-
okay. I can pull off Twitch.
Yeah, but Twitch ain't gonna
Now
get
that
it, is it?
Sorry, say it one more time, please.
Twitch won't have the audio on the gameplay screen.
No, it will in fact have the largely you talking to nobody. It's like you're talking to yourself situation. Yes, but that's okay. You know what? Because sometimes we're doing it live. You got to do it live, and you just deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
This is what makes the show authentic.
The best version of the show is the live version of the show. Everything else is inferior.
It's just a copy. It's just
Well,
a Memorex.
It's Memorex.
If I'd have been proper professional, I'd have tested this earlier, wouldn't I?
Mark, I've not been wanting to say anything for the last 10 so minutes, but you know what? Okay.
Not a time. All
right. So you had a cheeky Nando's.
Cheeky Nando's
whatever the hell
afterwards,
that
yeah,
is.
and then
Okay.
40-minute drive home and flaked out because I was knackered. My legs were aching, still aching today. So yeah, a lot of walking, a lot of standing about, but yeah, good fun. Yesterday was a bit of a.
Hold on. This is just I need to know now. I need to know. So the Chicken Nandos.
Yeah.
Getting back to this.
Yeah.
Was it just like you had chicken nuggets? Was it chicken strips? Was it what kind of what did you have at Nando's?
Right.
Help me
So
out here.
Rob
I
had.
don't know.
Rob had half a chicken.
Half a chicken, like a
and-
full fucking chicken. He just like
Yeah,
cut it in half and
no.
ate half the chicken.
Greg, half means half of a whole chicken, so he didn't have a whole chicken, did he? With
half of a whole.
with peri
I
salted fries.
Cut it in half.
One
Right.
side of the chicken, Greg. One side.
Yeah, me and Jay had
Cut it right in half.
what's called a butterfly chicken, which is chicken breasts like that, and then grilled.
Right.
Yeah, and Chris had a chicken burger.
Okay. See, this was the detail I was wanting.
Right.
Cheeky Nando doesn't tell me anything. It just means you went there. I need to know the details.
Yeah, we just went
And
there,
the
sat
fact
at a
the
table and
fact
never
that
ate.
Snoogans ate half a chicken says a lot.
He's a big lad. He's taller than me, which is
He's
hard to do, but
he's largely svelte.
yeah,
That makes no sense. I know.
no.
You
Right.
know what? I
Well,
say
what
some of this stuff
all right,
just to watch Chris's face.
It was a
I do
dick
have
move.
I do have a loud face sometimes. I can't.
Half the time, I
quiet.
just see this expression on Mr. Matthews' face. It's just like, what the fuck did he just say?
what
So
are we-
yeah,
what?
okay.
Yeah.
So-
So in defense of Greg and his Californianness, it looks as though Nando's in the U.S. Has not expanded any farther west than Texas. So if work ever brings you to the civilized half of the country again, Greg, you can have your very own cheeky Nando's and get a half a chicken.
I will explore that. I will definitely explore that.
So right, so before Greg rudely interrupted the conversation, right?
Clarification, man. Just
So-
looking for clarification.
Yeah, okay. So yesterday was a bit of an impromptu thing, and it was like a bit of a last minute thing, and we were panicking we wouldn't get in because Good Friday. Ooh, my camera's gone funny. Because Good Friday is a bank holiday. It was very busy, and you had to get there early to get in because there was a risk. That's better. There was a risk we couldn't get in because all the pre-booked slots were taken. So that's why we didn't put the call out to the community. But when we do the Leeds one, which we'll probably do in a couple of months, we will put out plenty of notice, and we're going to put it out to all our gaming community. If anyone wants to come and join us, they're welcome to. So it's, like I say, it's going to be in Leeds next time, which is in Kirkstall in Leeds. It's not as big as Bury, but it is big. It has got a lot of good machines. It's got some different imported machines what Bury doesn't have. Some shoot 'em ups and some cabins. So cabinet ones. So yeah, it's supposed to be a really good day out there too. We've got all the food and available stuff there what we have at Bury. So yeah, I'll put out the notice in plenty of time, and anyone who wants to come along, we can welcome to come along and join us.
I would kindly request you not do the videos anymore because apparently you have not fixed the audio yet. So the audio just keeps dying every time you put video up on screen.
What?
Just saying.
Well,
That's according to Rain God Zippo. He was not hearing
Right.
us. And let me just double check.
well, my OBS is
Oh,
showing
no,
that.
okay. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Everything's coming through. Ignore me.
My OBS levels are showing perfect on the stream. But anyway,
We all
And
ignore
you know what?
anyway, Greg.
They sounded perfect just now.
yeah.
I just saw Mr. Rain God Zippo saying, "Nope, that dies," and I wasn't sure quite what he was referencing.
But
I
we
assumed
had
it was
that.
the audio.
We had that last week, didn't we? Where we thought the Discord audio was dying, but it was okay on the stream. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. Okay. Well, it sounds like you had a great time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah.
All right. That's important. Anything else?
No. Busy at work that week, and then Friday went there, and today just been shopping. We've got Ava tonight, my youngest granddaughter, so we've got a bag of trouble to deal with tonight and tomorrow. But yeah, that's about it, really.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, let's shift gears to Mr. Matthew. What's been going on with you?
It's the time of the year when we're just slammed at work. There's it's the end of the semester. Everything's coming due. My wife and I both teaching at we have the joke is once every April, one of us is going to have to be somewhere every night of the week, and that was this past week. So much so that Thursday I had to be one place and she had to be another place. Thankfully, the kids are kind of old enough to look after themselves for a little bit, so it's kind of a crazy time of year. But as I'm sitting here, I'm reminded how much my poor dog hates NCAA sports in the fall and the spring. Now I see Greg's face. Greg has a confused face. So I live probably straight line distance 500 meters from the NCAA stadium on our campus where they play football, where they play men's lacrosse, where they play women's lacrosse. And so in the fall when it's football season and now when it's lacrosse season, we can hear the PA system, we can hear all the music that they play. Because it's Army, they have a little cannon that fires a blank charge every time they score, and the dog really loves that. So he's
on the good news front, Army doesn't score that much, do they?
Hey, 11-2 in football in last season, and when it comes to lacrosse, the men's lacrosse team is actually pretty. Routinely very competitive. They're in the top 5 right now. They made it all the way to the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. So they're pretty competitive, and the women's team also does pretty well. They haven't made it quite as high into the rankings, but they've beaten most of their rivals this year. So, so yes, that cannon goes off quite often. If nothing else, 4 times a game at the end of each quarter. So there you go. Yeah,
that now makes complete sense. By the way, dog hating NCAA sports. I get it.
The dog has it's not so much the NCAA sports as the disembodied voice and the cannons. And he also hates the church. We're very close to the big chapel. He does not like the church bells when they start ringing. All the various noises. Yeah.
Is your dog older or is it younger?
He's about 6-ish, so not adult dog, but not an old dog yet.
Yeah, he's transitioning though. He's starting to get into the elder statesman years where he's like, I get off my lawn, you stupid kids. Stop with the loud music. Okay.
He is becoming a bit of a curmudgeon, and we have a lot of forest creatures here. We have about 10 or 12 deer that call the neighborhood home, several foxes, a hawk. Various rodents. He's not a fan of them either. Very dog-like. This is my turf. And finally, to wrap up my story time, appliance gate. Something with our dishwasher. Just every now and again, the dishwasher decides that it doesn't want to drain. And this week we had the dishwasher not draining. Katie is not one to let the problem sit, so she went on YouTube and figured out how to. What she thought the problem was, basically pulling apart the filters and cleaning them. That seems to have solved the problem.
Nice.
So that's great. But I mentioned that because everyone wants to know what's going on with your tap, your faucet.
Yeah, Appliance Gate 2.0. We're going to continue this forward. First off, before I get there, fast and furiously, Kim, let's give a shout out to the chat because I see a bunch of people jumping on. Makes me happy to see that, so I want to give them some love.
Alrighty. In our chat right now, we have Boomer, Rain God Zippo, and Emma Ellis, or Nicole. She's here, so.
Oh, Nicole's there.
For stopping in the chat.
Yeah, love to see it. All right, so update to the faucet. So as you know, we sprung a leak in the faucet. I attempted to do some self-repair. That turned out to be a futile effort because I realized where the actual leak was coming from was actually up in the spout of the faucet, which I kind of failed to call out correctly the first time I called up the faucet company. There's a lifetime warranty on my faucet, which is great. So I reached out to them and said, okay, well, here's the deal. And I've covered this before. They had parts coming out. So we're just going to do a quick check on what they've sent me. So the first thing I got, they sent me This actually is the inner component. I'm just gonna show. We're gonna show and tell.
I thought you were
This is
just
the
going to hold
inner-
up a box.
Well, so this is the inner component that connects up to the water line and then up to the faucet handle. Officially not what I needed.
Aha.
So they sent that to me.
Helpful.
They sent me actually two. I have another box.
Should have just let him send you
They
the
said-
whole lot.
Well, you'd think, Mark. We'll
A little
get
bit at a
that done.
time.
Yeah.
One piece at a time. He'll get the
Yeah.
whole thing. It's
They
like
also sent me
that,
this little connector. I really don't know what this is. I think
connector.
this connects the hot and cold into the main water line. I don't. That's all I can think of.
It's like the Civil War chess sets that you would get one
Yeah.
piece in the mail every month.
Kind of. Then they sent me a cartridge. Got that 2 days ago, and that of course sent off the alarm bells because that came after these other parts. And I'm like, I hope they're not thinking that's what I needed, because I told them from the get-go I didn't need the cartridge, because I actually went out and bought a replacement cartridge thinking that was the issue, when I thought the handle was leaking, only to be the realization that it was not the handle, it was in fact the spout. So I called them up yesterday morning and I said, hey, I just need to confirm, because I just got a cartridge from you the night before, that this isn't in fact what you were sending me, that you're gonna send me the spout. And then the guy told me, oh, no, don't worry. We shipped your stuff out. And so now they shipped me the whole faucet.
Ah!
So everything, handle, spout, all the connectors, all of the stuff that they already sent me, also in the box. So the good news is I now have everything I need, one way or the other, to get the faucet repaired. This is how companies go out of business. I just want to point this out. They sent me so much stuff, all free, all part of my lifetime warranty, but it was just like, people, I told you from day one, I need the spout. So anyway, there you go. That's what you get when you ask for the spout. You get all you want and that much more. Okay, the pool is open-ish, and I say ish because still slightly cold for my son's sensitive feet. And my camera just decided it wanted to go off, so I'm going to stop that from happening. Yeah, 80 degrees apparently not warm enough. My son wants it to be like 85. So the pool though has been turned on, the pool heater's been turned on, all that good stuff. So I expect come May, because we're hitting the mid to high 80s all of this upcoming week. So the pool will definitely warm up quickly. I put this on here, basketball. I don't know why, but when the playoffs roll around and there's a local team, whether it be Sacramento or the Golden State Warriors, I'll become vested in basketball. I really don't care about basketball most of the year up until that moment, and then I watch up until they lose, and then I don't care again. So today, the Warriors are playing it's not the Hawks they're playing somebody else. The Rockets, the Houston Rockets. We'll see how this goes. The Warriors are a smaller team. The Rockets are a big team. Traditionally, that's not bode well, but the Warriors have a winning record against the Rockets this year, so I'm kind of thinking maybe we can pull it off. We'll see. Then I had just kind of a funny moment. So I received my first paycheck from the new company, and I was mentally trying to do the math. I wanted to make sure I was claiming enough on my W-4 because I'm getting a fairly substantial pay raise compared to my previous job on my base salary.
What's a W-4?
So W-4 is a tax document that we file that basically lays out how much money we want to allocate from our paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
towards government taxes.
All right. Yeah, ours is taken out automatically.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. Fucking robbing
Well,
bastards.
it is taken out automatically, but you can adjust
But you have to
it
do
yourself.
an annual tax return thing, do you?
Correct.
Yeah, we
Correct.
don't. Unless you're self-employed, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You just get
the
robbed
government
blind
here
anyway.
is more than happy to have you pay more taxes than you actually should, because they get free money from you.
Yeah.
They basically are getting a loan from you interest free, and then they'll give you your money back at the end of the year just without interest. So I'm going through trying to kind of figure out from last paycheck to this paycheck, and I start kind of adding up the gross amount, and I'm like, it's not adding up. It's coming up short. And I'm like, if I extrapolate this out for 12 months, I should back this up. So I was like, somehow what I agreed to for my salary was not being reflected in my paychecks. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And so I just reached out to my HR person. I said, hey, this might be a very silly question. I said, but for some reason, when I'm adding up my gross amount for my 2 checks per month, it's not coming out quite right. And that's when he made me feel a little bit stupid because we actually get paid every 2 weeks, not twice a month, which means there will be a few months out of the year that we actually get 3 checks, not just 2. So lo and behold, everything was fine. And sorry, was there a question?
No,
No,
good.
just I'm bad at math. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Last night, I went and saw the movie Sinners.
Oh.
Really good.
I want to see this. Yeah.
Really, really pleasantly surprised. Actually, I kind of knew going in I was going to like it, just from the preview trailers I had seen. It's 2 hours and 17 minutes, I think, something around there. It does a really good job of kind of setting things up in a I don't want to say it in a lengthy way, but I mean the first half of the movie is really all about the setup leading up to a lot of the big conflict. But you don't, oftentimes movies kind of belabor that component to it, and either you feel like they cut it too short or they made it too long. This felt just perfectly paced. It's a great movie. I don't want to spoil anything. There are a couple little plot holes where I'm like, okay, they probably could have done that a little differently if I had my way. But overall, really enjoyed it. I will also say, stay through the credits. Once the credits start to roll, you see a couple images of a bar scene, for lack of a better way to put it. Stick with it. Watch the credits. They actually have an ending scene to the movie midway through the credits. So it's like the movie didn't really end. They continue it on. It's not like a Marvel where it's kind of a preview of the next coming movie. This is actually a kind of a conclusion for this movie. So very cool. Good movie. Well worth seeing it. Warriors in 6. I like it. Okay, that's it. That's me done.
You're looking at me as if you're wanting something.
Yeah.
What you wanting?
Well, I suppose we could talk about the community question before we move on.
All right.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't have a sound clip for that.
It's a when I ask questions, people. Kim.
Yes.
We have a question or a statement. I'm not sure which up on the questions from Discord. So I will ask you to kindly read it.
Well, I figured that. Yeah. Here's our question.
Well-oiled machine.
Right. Well, here's our question by our very own CP Matthew, and it is. Here is a question for you all. What games, if any, have you bought more than once on a different system, perhaps?
Kim, we already know you're.
Yeah. RCGC says, which is Sarah, she says The Last of Us games, Uncharted series, and a couple of Ratchet and Clank games. So, and Mark threw me under the bus. So.
Well, it's an easy target, right? I mean, come on.
I guess I've been told that before, so
I'm guilty of it though as well, because I've bought GTA 5 on Xbox 360. I bought it on PS4, then I bought it on Xbox One, and then I bought it on PC. So I bought that 4 fucking times. I bought Minecraft on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. There'll be others. Just recently I bought The Lost Crown on Xbox and PC because I forgot I bought the Xbox version in a sale. So yeah,
See,
I know Chris is.
not just me.
I know Chris is guilty of it as well.
My
quite a few.
list is long and shameful, so I'm giving Greg a chance to fess up here before I
I'm gonna
relieve
let you
all
go
of your
first.
guilt. All
No,
right,
I'm gonna let you go first.
okay. So in fairness, this question was inspired by Kim purchasing Baldur's Gate again. To be fair, she should have bought it on PC to begin with, but that's okay. And so I have a long and shameful list. So I bought GTA 5 twice, once on the PlayStation 3, and then I don't have a PlayStation 3 anymore, so I bought it on Steam. I bought The Outer Worlds twice by mistake, because I thought it was I see your face, Greg. So sometimes there are some games that are Microsoft Play Anywhere games, right? So
Yes.
No Man's Sky, Astroneer, South of Midnight is one where you can have a game save on the Xbox, and when you when you use the Xbox app on your PC, it's the same game save. And so I started playing this game on my PC, and then I went to my console and just kind of click, and next thing I knew, I bought it again because I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. So I owned that one twice. Oops. I definitely bought Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas on the Xbox 360 back in the day, and then very recently I bought them again on Steam. Now they were like $5 each, just because I wanted to be able to mod them. I bought Skyrim originally on the PC, and I think it was on Game Pass on Xbox, but I think I paid for the upgrade to the Anniversary Edition or the Special Edition or whatever. So that's a shameful list. Now, in my defense, the Fallout games and Skyrim are the Elder Scrolls games are games that I just play over and over again, so I don't feel too badly about that. Yeah, so there we go. Looking to see no one in the chat wants to fess up, so you can just remain silent. You know what you did.
I thought of another one I did. So I bought Division 2 on Xbox when it first launched. Played the hell out of that, and then it was on sale recently on PC. I think it was. I don't know if it was on Epic or Steam. I can't remember. But yeah, I bought it on PC recently, so I've started again on PC because there's no cross save. So started a new character. So yeah, I'm guilty of that as well.
So I had to think about this for a second because I don't, as a general rule, buy games a second time.
Well, your PC's from the 90s, isn't it, Greg?
It has nothing to do with it, my friend. It just over the years, even when I had the PS3 and the Xbox, I mean, I don't have that desire. If I've played it on one platform, I just stick with it. There are exceptions. XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Yeah.
That I bought on the 360, and then I bought on the Xbox One, and then because they had the graphical update, whatever, to it, and then
didn't you get it on
Phoenix
PC
Point
as well?
I have it on PC, but I got that in was it one of those Epic Bundle giveaways, I believe.
Oh, right, okay.
And so there's a lot of those kind of situations where you get it for free. So I had never paid for it again, so I don't really count those. Because I mean, God knows, I've probably got a few of the Borderlands games where I bought the original 1 and 2, and I know I've got the additional ones through like Epic. Phoenix Point is the other one. I bought it originally on PC. I ended up buying it on the Xbox as well. And I would say if they ever brought BattleTech to the consoles, I would buy that because I have that on PC. I very much enjoy that game. But yeah, just a couple of my tactics games. That's it.
Wow, must be nice.
I will say this: I was tempted to buy Baldur's Gate 3 on the Xbox.
Oh.
So I saw it on sale. It wasn't enough of a sale to get me to move the needle.
Yeah, when I bought it on PC, the sale it was 20% off, but it was still 40 quid.
Yeah, I feel like it needs to be like at a 50% off mark for me to want to buy it again. Because then I feel like I'm actually getting a savings. Whereas,
well, it was the first purchase for me, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
I think now that you mention it, I think I bought XCOM Enemy Unknown on the PC 10 years down the line. I first played it on the
Yeah.
Xbox 360, and then it was on a sale for like $5 or $10. I was like, why not? I'll buy that and play it again. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you have it.
I probably have a bigger list than CP Matthew, but I don't know them all. But I know I bought Stray twice because I bought it on Steam and I bought it on the Xbox. Of course, I bought Baldur's Gate twice on Steam and the Xbox. But I love this game, and there are so many more mods on Steam than there is for the Xbox. So that was part of it. I don't know. Like I said, there's probably a whole list more, but those are like the first two off the top of my head. But I'm notorious for buying one game on Steam and then buying it on Xbox, or buying it on Xbox and then buying it on Steam because there is mods. And I don't know.
Right.
I always did kind of like the mod situation. So, yeah.
You are notorious for this, Kim. There's so many times when I've heard you say, "Well, I bought it again."
Yep. Oh, Dragon Age Origins. I bought it on.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, when it came out for Xbox, I bought it on Xbox, and I also bought it on Steam. So, what the hell? You only live once. What the hell?
Hey, as long as you enjoy playing it on second and third playthroughs or 50th playthroughs, it's good.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Great question.
So before we leave the question,
yes?
we did have some contributions from the chat.
Yes.
Rain God Zippo has Mass Effect 1, 2, 3 on everything and the Ultimate Edition. That's a worthy purchase. Mass Effect is amazing. I hope they eventually
is.
get a proper Mass Effect 4.
You didn't like Andromeda?
I enjoyed Andromeda.
You know what? I in defense of Andromeda, I never played it. It kind of came out when my kids were little, and I wasn't really doing a lot of gaming. Maybe I'll go back and give it a whirl
It's worth
now.
a pickup.
Yeah.
Which was the Mass Effect game?
Ultimate.
Which was the one what had multiplayer? Because I remember us playing that, Chris. That was good fun. Was it 3
Mass
or
Effect
2?
3.
Yeah.
That was 3.
Yeah.
You played multiplayer and you leveled up your squads.
Yeah.
And then they helped out your campaign. We had a lot of fun on Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. That's for sure. Let's see. Amaryllis says she has multiples of 7 Days to Die and the 5,000 versions of Minecraft. I feel like I've never paid for Minecraft. Maybe I just waited long enough to where it was kind of free everywhere. Let's see, what do we got? Age of Empires on PC and Xbox. Amaryllis again. And Jay says that he bought Dragon Age on Xbox and PC and Counter-Strike 4 times on Steam. I don't know how you buy it 4 times on Steam, but
Different accounts, I think.
Well, all right, all right.
Yeah.
I think he got banned on one
because he
account.
got banned.
Yeah.
Banned on the other accounts. He had to buy it again.
True story.
They get you.
Like,
It's because of his aimbot, yeah.
I've got a VAC ban on my Steam from Counter-Strike from many thousands of days ago. I'm talking like 10, 15 years ago, thanks to Jay. So I can't play Counter-Strike on my account online. Because the VAC ban stands...
Family and friends sharing. I don't want to be associated with you now.
Yeah, no, that ban stands. And it will not be removed. Luckily, I don't play Counter-Strike
What
anymore.
did he do? Now I'm curious. Can we say what he did? Do we know
I
what
can't
he did?
remember. It was that long ago. He still plays Counter-Strike to this day. He's really good at it. But I think he may have done some stuff he wasn't supposed to do.
According to him, I played on a superhero server, and the owner of the server thought I was cheating and got me banned.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, we know you were cheating, so that's, let's clear that up.
He must have borrowed Snoogan's
Oh, wait, that's not
aimbot.
Jay. That's Snoogan's, so never mind. You're fine, Jay. All right. Where are we at?
That was a fun question. Thanks for participating.
Oh, what a full chicken. Okay. I thought half a chicken. Snoogans is in the chat now on YouTube. He put half a chicken, few beers, and I have a full chicken. I thought it was half a chicken, sorry.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah. So you're right, Greg. It was a full chicken.
Oh,
wow, it's very nice.
All right. Let's move on. I know we've already talked about the games that we've been getting, so we can skip past that lengthy list of things. Let's just dive into what we've been playing. Let's start. I'll start with me.
Don't you want a jingle?
Sweet and simple. I would love a jingle.
It's game time.
Today I feel like playing computer games.
It's game time.
Felt like a nice little jingle.
New and improved.
Tickle. Yeah. All right. So Sniper Elite Resistance. I've just been work has been pretty hectic. So outside of playing Call of Duty on our Shooty Tuesday, it was Sniper Elite Resistance. I have been thoroughly enjoying shooting people through the ball sack as well as through their teeth, which is just a very graphic and just painful thing to see in slow motion, yet satisfying. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm in the midst of trying to blow up a tank, and I probably should run away because the realization is I don't think I have what I need to kill the tank at this point. But I'm being stubborn. Where there's a will, there's a way. I will find a way to kill this tank.
They are tough to take down, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's me. By the way, great game. Again, highly recommend. If you enjoy the Sniper Elite series, this is definitely a good one. Single player, you can do the multiplayer. What they call it, invasion mode, where you invite other players to come in and play the enemy snipers, which I'm tempted to turn on, but then also tempted not to just leave off, because my fear is you're going to get that person coming into your game that's just going to troll the shit out of you. I think I want to be the invader, not the invadee. I know that's not a thing. Again, looking at Mr. Matthews' eyes. All right, Mr. Matthews, speaking of you, what have you been playing?
The usual suspects, which it looks like we're going to talk about. Call of Duty multiplayer. We had a great time on Tuesday. Nobody on Thursday, though, so maybe it is just Call of Duty Tuesday. Put some more time into Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm definitely enjoying it, but I've learned that the two different characters, when you're playing as Naoe, who's the shinobi, she's definitely not a fighter. Like, it just takes 2 or 3 hits and you're done. So it's a satisfying play style when you get it right. It's infuriating when you get it wrong, because you sneak all the way through the castle and you just mess up with the one brute and then got to go back and do it all over again. But
I mean, is it like a timing parry kind of thing that that you have to really master that to keep her alive, or is it just she just is not going to win in a fight?
No, it's definitely a timing and a parry. Like you have to master that. It's not super fast, and it's not, unless there's a bunch of enemies around you, it's not super difficult. The game kind of changes the color of, if you get one color of attack, you can parry that. If it's red, that means you have to dodge, and so you just have to kind of pay attention to that. But there's just been a couple of missions where I've snuck up on the target and done the assassination, and it only takes 2 of their health bars, and then they turn around and call reinforcements, and you just kind of get overwhelmed. But when you get it right, it's really satisfying. So I'll keep at it.
Okay.
Just real quick on South of Midnight, continuing to kind of go chapter at a time. It is not a feel good game. It is it's kind of sad. What's that?
I heard it goes to like some dark topics, so to speak.
Well, so you're essentially reliving some very traumatic memories, and it starts with the tree. The name of the tree is escaping me, where there's a person trapped in the tree. That's kind of the very first one, so not really much of a spoiler there. But that's kind of way in the past, almost folklore, so you kind of don't feel it as much. You quickly progress into going through the traumatic memories of the characters that you meet along the way. And that kind of makes it feel a little more, it gives it a little more meaning, I guess. Very interesting way to tell a story. The gameplay is very basic. It works. It's clean. It's polished. But the storytelling is really good. Very Tim Burton-esque. The animation style, kind of Tim Burton style. Yeah. The music is kind of Tim Burton style music. So yeah, enjoying that very much. And then I rounded it out. I thought I needed to play something new, and so I saw a quick news clip that said this game is No Man's Sky meets Mass Effect, and I said, oh well, I like both of those very much, so I'm going to try this out. And so it's called The Alters, and the setup is you are part of a crew that has been sent to a far triple star system. So there's 3 stars orbiting each other, and you're on a planet that's orbiting those 3 stars to find some element. I think they call it rapidium, which is rapid with an IUM on the end of it. It's right, kind of like the unobtainium from Avatar. Let's just make a stupid word.
By the way, unobtainium was the worst name ever given to an element.
Well, and it was like they took the joke to a logical extreme, right? So
yeah,
unobtainium has been sort of the industry in the research and development. You're like, yeah, I could do this thing if I just had this element that we call unobtainium, right? It doesn't exist. So anyway, it's all right. It's all right. I got a kind of a Starfield vibes from it, just because you have the clunky starsuit that looks a lot like the starsuits from Starfield. But about an hour into it, it's kind of it's an interesting combination of base building and exploring. Your base is kind of the ant farm type base that you had in the XCOM games.
Okay.
You know, it isn't bad. Maybe the full version will be better. But my first impression is it's kind of resoundingly meh. So I don't think I'm going to pay for this game. If it's on Game Pass, I'll probably give it a whirl. But I don't see myself parting with $60 or $70 for this one.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's me.
The Alters. All right, I like it. Kim.
Well, nothing new this week, because obviously, like I said, we played COD on Tuesday. That was fun. Although Jay, I wish the hell you'd quit finding me and shooting me. But eventually, I got a little payback in there, so it was fine. Other than that, I'm playing Baldur's Gate. Obviously, I mean, duh. But
We're gonna have to start writing you a script to like deceive people on the Baldur's Gate 3 intro.
Right. But I did move my unmodded playthrough up to balanced, so I kicked up the deal on that difficulty.
Right.
Which, you know, it's not actually too bad as long as you pay attention to what you're doing. You know. That being said, I fought the right. I fought the Githyanki today, and because you know, you take Lizelle, the Githyanki. That's what Lizelle is. She's a
Githyanki.
The green people.
Githyanki.
If only you'd played this game, Greg. Oh, you have.
I know. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Right. So anyway, we meet her people there on the mountain pass. Now, the other time that I played this, on my first playthrough, I didn't have to fight them, so I didn't know what I was getting into. So, anyway, this time, we took her along, because, obviously, for whatever reason, when I try to get that woman to lie to this guy, so she doesn't give up the fact that we have the artifact, he sees right through her ass. So we went through this thing 6 times, because every time he saw right through her lie, and of course, they wanted to fight us. And of course, it was me, Gale, Astarion, and Lae'zel. And of course, all 4 of us just about got obliterated all 6 times. So finally, I'm like, you know what? 7th time after I saved Scummed again, we went back, and I'm like, nope, this time I'm talking. So, which pissed her off, because she didn't want me to talk. But anyway, I did.
I'm guessing her charisma is low?
Apparently.
Wouldn't that be the lying skill? The charisma?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I told her, I said, nope, this time I'm going, and I passed. So he, you know, got on his dragon and flew away. We didn't have to fight them, but oh my god, they did. Like, there was only 3 of them, and they like wiped the floor with us. It was awful. I was like, holy shit. But no, it's you know, it's going well. I started up on Steam the other night, so technically I've like 3 playthroughs started right now in various stages. Anyway, it's fun. So
okay, right.
Obviously,
look,
at least for me.
I may get on the Baldur's Gate 3 bandwagon soon enough and re-engage, whether it be on the Steam Deck or buying it again. That might happen. I missed out. I was actually going to buy Police Simulator. It was on sale last week. Completely forgot to pull the trigger and actually purchase it. So you're saved for a little while from Officer DeLacy. something
dirty.
about that. And that actually is a game I do own on PC. So there we go. That would be another double buy.
There
I
you
was
go.
going to say, you as a police officer, Greg, that's not a good mix because you do like to shoot first and ask questions later in any game. So.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I picture being like Tackleberry off a police academy. I don't know why, but you know.
Yeah.
I just would issue a lot of tickets. That's actually one of the things I loved. I would just see somebody like litter, ticket, boom. That's the way it should be. Mark, I see Call of Duty, and that's it.
Yeah, I've not really played anything all week. It's gone really quick this week. Work's been super busy. I've been getting home, flaking out, falling asleep after I've had my food, and watching a bit of TV with Jenny, but just not being up to any gaming really, apart from Tuesday night where we had a lot of private match fun. We started off doing a couple of online games till we got enough people. That was quite brutal, but yeah.
Can someone ban Jay? I feel slander in the chat.
He's not wrong though, is he?
I know he's not.
We've all heard the story.
Yeah. I've got video evidence somewhere. Yeah.
I know.
And there's also video evidence of me trying to revive Greg and Rob threw what he thought was a smoke grenade to cover us, and it was a hand grenade and took us both out. So that was quite amusing.
PUBG has definitely given us a ton of funny moments.
Yeah.
More so than any other game I've ever played.
And it's great on PC, Greg. You need to upgrade your PC.
I know.
Have you played PUBG on PC, Chris? Is that something you've dabbled into? Because it's free to play now.
I have not.
It's really
But
good.
If you all are getting together, you play in teams of 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would be happy to be a fourth.
You can duo.
Yeah, me,
awesome.
Rob and Jay. Rob and Jay play it more than I do, but yeah, it's good fun.
All right, I got to download. I'll download it later because I don't want to eat up bandwidth downloading.
I agree, Greg. Jay's full of lies. He's now claiming I run him over in front of students, which I might have done accidentally.
Nothing but lies. I do remember Snookins and I, we played PUBG, and there was 2 other people that kind of were on our team, our squad, right? Because we were doing the full squad, not duos. And these other 2 people, we still don't know quite what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to get our attention, but they were kind of being dicks about it. And so they would like shoot at us a little bit, like at our feet, near us, and kind of like threatening us to like follow them type thing. And I just remember Rob and I just being like, you know what? Let's just kill these. Let's just smoke them. And so we just turned around. We blast these guys. We left them crawling on the ground for a while. And then finally we killed them. And there was a small bit of guilt. Because then the realization was maybe they were just trying to get our attention because we really didn't stop to think about what they were doing. Rob's just like, fuck those guys. Let's kill them. Done. Anyway. All right. Enough of the games. We will. I think we're going to dive into the quiz.
All right, now everybody get set. Get away from the windows. Now look. Good. It's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough. Too bad.
I think Mark had a sound effect too.
No,
but, you know.
I was just thinking quiz, and I looked down at my stream deck. I'm thinking I don't have that sound effects, but luckily you played it.
You just have to do an interpretive dance if you don't have the sound effect ready. All right, so I'm on quiz hosting duties again this year. This week. Yikes!
I think you got it for the year. I think that was accurate.
I got a bunch of questions.
right
It's going to be a
ahead.
long quiz. Everybody, buckle up. No, I'm kidding. Three games this week. 2 you probably played. 2 you probably haven't. One from the Xbox. One from the Xbox family of consoles. One from the PlayStation family of consoles, and one from the PCMR. And as we did last week, for some bonus points, I'll have you guess the year. So I'm gonna start with the 2 games that you probably haven't played. And this week, Mark's gonna go first. So the game is Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark, released on the Xbox One.
Oh God. I think I might have. I remember playing a Transformers game, and there was a multiplayer aspect to it as well, set on Cybertron. Is that the same game? Don't know.
I feel like if I tell you that, I'm giving you. It is not. It is not
Alright.
the same game.
Right. Okay.
We played that game together.
Yeah, I remember
back-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, a while ago, but this is a different game.
Right. Well, I have no clue what the game is, so I'm gonna have to just pluck a figure out of thin air, and I'm gonna go 70.
All right. Mark says 70. So next up is Kim.
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know that I've heard of this one, so that doesn't bode well. Or maybe it does, and I just haven't heard of it. I'm gonna get 75.
She's gonna Price is Right, Mark, with a 75. All right, and we're gonna come around to Greg.
Can you tell me the name of the game again, please?
Once again, for those of you who might want to play along in the chat, the game is Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark. You want me to use it in a sentence?
No.
Spelling bee style.
Transformers Rise. So I'm going to Price is Right Mark with a 69 because
All right,
I
with a
don't think this was the popular one that got a lot of love. So I have a feeling it's the one that didn't, but I'm just going to play it a little safe.
Okay. So we're all in the high 60s, low 70s range. How do we feel? Do we feel you've been kind to this game, or do you feel as though you may have been a little cruel to this game with your general lackluster ratings?
I don't know. I feel
Probably be
like
a bit kind. Yeah.
Based on your response just now, I feel like maybe we were being a little cruel.
You've all been very kind to this game with its score of 47. 47 on the Metacritic.
Wow.
Okay.
That's rough.
So the other game that you probably heard of, but maybe you didn't play, is The Crew, and this is for the PC release.
Ooh.
And for this round of questioning, we're going to start with Mark.
Right, so I have played The Crew on Xbox, but not PC, and I really enjoyed this game. I know it got a bit of slating by some of the magazine critics, but I quite enjoyed this game. This is where you could tour the whole of the US, if I remember rightly, and you can do different races in different areas. So for PC version, I don't know. I'm gonna stick to my guns and go 70 again.
170 again. All right. Let's see. Oh, did I have you go first last? I did have you go.
You did.
Oh,
did.
well, we're just going to go in the same order then. My mistake. So that means it's Kim's turn.
All right, The Crew on PC. All right, I'm gonna go like last time, 75.
75. All right. And then lastly, Greg.
So this is tough because The Crew was a game that we were all very excited for. I think it did not fare well. But I'm not sure it didn't fare well because of Metacritic score. I think it just didn't fare well because of other competition to the racing genre. Then again, though, on the PC side, this is tough. This is because I feel like that mid 70s, by the way, is where it should be for this game. I'm going to Price is Right Kim and go with 76.
With 76. Give a couple minutes. Doesn't seem like anybody in the chat wants to venture a guess. So you should have Price is Righted Mark on this one because the actual rating was 64. 64. So fared a little better. But not great. And then the game that you certainly all heard of, and I know one of you has played a great deal, is Dragon Age Inquisition. But this time we're rating the PlayStation 4 release. And because I've been picking on Mark the whole time, I'm just going to give Greg a chance to go first.
That's fair. So Dragon Age Inquisition. It was one of Kim's all-time favorites, And I know it was kind of a bounce back game from Dragon Age 2. I think it scored fairly well. But on the PS4, I don't know if it was that high because that was that weird time frame of where everybody was like comparing the performances of the PS4 version versus the Xbox One version, and PS4 had the horsepower on the Xbox One, but every once in a while the Xbox One, because it was the lead console, would perform a little better. And I think this was a situation where Xbox sponsored, had the marketing deal with the Dragon Age Inquisition, so they had the dev kits first, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. The PS4 version didn't quite live up to performance. I'm going to say 89.
All right, Greg says
I
89.
landed the plane finally, I know.
89. No, you reason that out. Very, very Ravenclaw of you. Very Ravenclaw of you. So we're going to give this one to Kim.
I'm gonna say 93.
Kim says 93. And rounding out the final round with Mark. 70 again, Mark? I mean, can you keep it going?
No, I'm going to up that because I played it on 360 and I really enjoyed it on 360. Oh, no, it was Xbox One, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Xbox One, yeah.
But it did come out for the 360 because that's what I had it on at first till I got an Xbox One.
Yeah. That's just made me alter my year of what I thought it was there. But yeah, I'm going to say 82.
Mark says 82. The clear winner of that round was Mark. The actual score was 85. Pretty close, Greg. 3 and 4. So that brings us to the bonus round. The score is currently Mark in the lead with 32, and Mark in the lead with 32. Greg in second with 38, and Kim with 47. So let's see. To make it interesting, the spread is 15. So for minus 15 on your score, guess the year. Let's see.
Who goes first?
So Kim is the only one who has not gone first. So Kim, you get to guess the year. There we go.
I know this year. Because if you think about when Veilguard come out, you'll figure it out. But anyway, it was 2014.
Kim very confidently says 2014.
Wow.
So let's see. Mark's already gone first twice, so Greg.
I concur with Kim. It is 2014.
All right. And so then, Mark, you sticking with him, or you got a different opinion?
I could lie and say, oh yeah, I thought, but no, I'm going to stick with my gut. I was thinking 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
All right. So it was in fact 2014, which brings us to a final score. Let's see. Kim at 32. Greg goes down to 23, and Mark still at 32. So went the bonus round. Congratulations, Mr. DeLacy, this week's winner. Tune in. Jay got it. 2014.
Yeah, Greg only got it because he copied Kim.
The only reason I know it was 2014 is because it was Veilguard came out 10 years after.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
And the irony is, on a previous Metacritic, I pulled up the year 2014 and had Dragon Age Inquisition in that.
Wow!
A ways back, yeah.
Chris, look who's in the chat. Big Smooth out!
Big Smooth!
There he is.
Holy
there
smokes!
He is. Big Smooth 8.
Big Smooth out!
Congratulating Greg on the win. So well done. Well done. Great to hear from you. Big Smooth.
Kneel and kiss the ring of the king. Okay.
No.
No. I know. All right. The awesome quiz as always, Mr. Matthew. Thank you for that. All right. Quick shout out, Kim. Since we have a bunch of new people in the chat, let's give some love to the chat.
Hey, in the chat today, this afternoon, whatever, we have Boomer, Rain God Zippo, Amaryllis, Imp the Bro, Snoogans, and Big Smooth. So thank you guys for showing up today.
For the
a lot of
Big
people
Smooth
here.
8.
Big Smooth 8. All right, well.
Big Smooth 8. Big Smooth lives up to the name.
Well, I mean, at least they didn't call him Big
He's a large
Smoothie
man.
or something. So.
All right, Mark. Let's spin or spring
Spring.
or spin. Whatever you want to do, Mark. Do something news related.
News.
Here is the fucking news.
All right, so this first news story, I teased this a little ways back on this very show. I was very excited about this, and I saw this news, and I just had to have this in the news. This has me giddy, people. I'm just saying now.
Oh, God.
Electronic Arts has fully unveiled Star Wars Zero Company, the single-player turn-based tactics game developed by BitReactor in collaboration with Respawn Entertainment. It's set for a 2026 release for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. And Zero Company is described as a gritty and authentic story set in the twilight of the Clone Wars. Now, the important stuff. Players will take on the role of Hawks, a former Republic officer who commands an elite squad of operatives across the galaxy. Players will embark on a campaign of tactical operations and investigations across the galaxy. Between missions, they will develop a base of operations, gather intelligence through network informants to stay one step ahead of Zero Company's adversaries. And lastly, the last little tidbit, players will have the freedom to create and customize their own squad of recruited operators while getting to know the cast of newly authored Star Wars characters. In other words, this is XCOM in Star Wars, people. Excited beyond belief for this. So, and of course, I'll be disappointed when it releases.
I am also
This is
very
EA.
excited about this game.
Yeah.
So
Who's the developer, Greg?
So it's BitReactor, but they're working in collaboration with Respawn.
Right, oh, Respawn, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
not for Axis, then. Because you think they'd give them it,
Correct. Well, Firaxis has kind of moved on from the XCOM formula. They've been kind of doing their own thing of late. So I don't know that they're going to come back to XCOM anytime soon.
Well, it's got like quite good animations when we're doing the battles.
Yeah, and this is actually because Respawn, that pedigree there, that's what excites me about this. It's
Yeah.
like, I think they're going to take that XCOM formula and just raise it up a notch. And I'll be able to make characters of my favorite podcast hosts in my game. And then hopefully won't see you killed like the first. I remember the first XCOM when it came out, the new version, Unknown Enemy, and you could customize your characters, and I had all of you guys in there named, and then seeing characters die was kind of one of those funny moments because there was this wall, right? Remember you had the memorial wall?
Yeah.
And you had all the so, up on there, Mark Marcanix, CP Matthew. I mean, yes, you guys did sadly die. The problem was I was losing people so fast.
You run out of community members.
I ran out of friends.
I mean, to be fair, that's like one mission and you're out of friends, right? So
pretty much, yeah. That's hurtful. All right. After a delay, Nintendo's confirmed the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will officially go live next week in the U.S. So exciting for all of our U.S. people that want to get a Nintendo Switch. They also confirmed that after a delay caused by U.S. economic uncertainty, the pre-orders will go live on April 24th, while the console will remain the same price as previously announced, for $449 for the base unit, $499 if you get the Mario Kart bundle. Some accessories for the console will go up as much as $10. So the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller was originally announced at $79.99, will now retail for $84.99. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock, which originally was announced at $109.99, is now $119.99. So they kept the base console prices static, but they have upped the accessories. I think that's maybe their way of trying to make back some of the money they might be losing in tariff on the actual console itself. But I think they were too afraid to raise the console price it is. It's an expensive Switch. Let's just face it. It's a hefty price tag for a Switch. They did say also that the pricing for both the physical and digital versions of Mario Kart World, which is $79.99, and Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is $60.99, will remain unchanged at launch, which is an interesting phrasing, unchanged at launch. Why not just say unchanged unless they plan on potentially changing it? We'll see. But that is different from other regions, including the UK, wherein the physical version of the game will retail for more than the digital copy. Which that kind of makes sense. I never quite understood this. Why the physical version would be the same price as a digital copy. There should be some incentive for going digital.
Right.
Speaking of price increases, Sarah, we're sorry already. Just going to say that now. PlayStation Plus prices in Canada are rising for the second time. So Canadian subscribers, including, basically Canadian subscribers have been reporting that they've received emails from Sony informing them that the 12-month subscriptions to the service would be rising from June 24th. On that date, the price of the 12-month PS Plus Essentials subscription will change from $94.99 Canadian to $109.99 Canadian. Yeah, for doing the math, that's an increase of 15 Canadian dollars. I don't know what that funny money translates to real world money. Sorry, Canada. I will always poke fun at you. The 12-month PS Plus extra subscription will increase from $154.99 to $189.99. And the 12-month PS Plus premium subscription will increase from $189.99 to $224.99.
Wow.
So, a $35 increase for both those tiers. According to Sony's email, this price adjustment will enable us to continue bringing high-quality games and benefits to your PlayStation Plus subscription service. This is the second time Canadian players have seen their PlayStation Plus price. God, that's difficult to say. Since 2023, where they last had the price hike. So the essential cost then or before then was $69.99 a year. The extra cost was $114.99, and the premium was $139.99. Basically, between the original and the now updated second time pricing increase, the essential has risen by a total of 40 Canadian dollars per year. The extra version has risen by $75 per year, and the premium has risen $85 Canadian per year over the past 3 years. Sony's email states that because the price increase doesn't come into effect until June 24th, anyone whose 12-month subscription is due to renew before then will be charged the existing price. However, anyone who makes changes to their existing membership before June 24th, such as upgrading or downgrading to a different tier, will have their plan instantly updated according to the new prices.
Oh, sneaky bastard.
So basically, if you don't like the price increase and you want to go down a tier, Sony's going to F you, and they're going to stick you with the new price of the lower tier.
So
for the players,
is the Canadian dollar not very good economically then in the world financial situation? Because
it's funny, we have Big Smooth in the chat right now. Yeah. He is Canadian.
Yeah. Because I renewed I got the PS Plus Premium in December. I wasn't going to renew it, but I think I got an offer on it because I weren't going to renew it, and I think I paid £105 British for a year of premium. But $225, what is it? Yeah, $225 for a year's premium. Well, that's a lot. Well, it sounds a lot to me.
I need my researcher, Mr. Matthew, to figure out what the conversion is on the Canadian dollar to the US dollar, because I think that will help us sort this out a little bit. But we can confirm that Canadians are not happy about this. Big Smooth.
At least one Canadian.
Yeah. At least one Canadian. There's more than one. I know there's a handful at least. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially because they just had a price increase back in 2023. So this feels like they're getting hit twice. Plus, I'm pretty sure the conversion rate on that, the Canadian dollar to the US dollar, is not favorable for them. I think everything is expensive for them. So
72 cents to US to the Canadian dollar. So that comes out to about $162 US. I don't know what a US user pays for 12 months of PlayStation Plus Premium. I haven't had PlayStation for a long while, but if we bring it back to US dollars, it's about 162.
Yeah, the UK, the Great British Pound sterling, one British pound is 184 Canadian dollars, so it's nearly double.
Okay.
So,
either way, it's more expensive, and that's not a good thing.
No.
All right. Well, on a positive-ish note, Xbox has opened up its Stream Your Own Game feature to all Game Pass Ultimate users. Starting April 16th, the feature will be taken out of the Insider Access and be available to all Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. So you can now stream select games from their own library on their console. So members can save time and hard drive space and play their games immediately without needing to download and install them first, assuming you have one of those select games. And that's actually the key to this, is all of the Game Pass games have this feature in it where you can just stream it versus play it from your hard drive if you want. Now they're opening it up to, they're going to the back catalog of games, and I think it's really going to be the most popularly played games that they're going to probably try and shoehorn this in. I can't imagine they're going to, Barbie Dollhouse, Horse Rider Simulator, not going to get this. But it allows you basically, if you own the game, so it's not part of Game Pass, but let's say, Mark, you own Football Manager 2022.
Is it non-Game Pass games? So if I bought Assassin's Creed Shadows on Xbox, I could stream it to other devices then? This is good for Steam Deck owners, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
It's a shame
as long as it's part of those select games.
Imagine if the PS Portal worked on Xbox, that would be good.
Yes, sorry, Nicole. No Barbie or Dollhouse Sim.
Sad.
So the library of supported games has been increased to more than 100 titles. So again, this is a pretty limited sample size of games that you can actually do this with. So I'll be very curious to look at the full list. But they did say that the additions include Dicky? That's a new game.
No.
Disney, Epic Mickey, Rebrushed, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 2, and Wonderstop. None of those are going to be on my playlist, to be perfectly honest. So I'm curious to see what that full list looks like. I did try to see if I could pull it before the show. It kept taking me into the Xbox store, and I was just like, I couldn't be bothered to try and pull it. There's a list out there. It's over 100 games now, but I think this needs to grow before it truly is going to catch on as being a great perk. And that leads us to new releases. Kim.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Your new releases for April 20th through the 27th are Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves for the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC on April 21st. Rise of Rebellion for PC on the 21st as well. I swear to God, this is a real title, and I didn't make it up or anybody else. Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Museum 3 for the PC, April 22nd. Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion, not museum. Either way, it's still a weird fucking title. Anyway, it might be fun though. I don't know. Out of hand.
That's a PC game, for the record. That is an absolute PC game.
Do you scare dinosaurs off with your banjo? A bit like
your shotgun.
Deliverance style.
Yeah.
Sure do have a purty mouth. Sorry, that's Deliverance, not Rednecks. My bad.
Well, no, Rednecks were in Deliverance, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, Out of Hand for the PC on April 22nd. Steel Seed for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on the 22nd. Beholder Conductor for the PC on April 23rd. Old Skies for the PC and Switch on April 23rd. Thunderfolk.
Pardon?
Thunderfolk. Yeah, right. For the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC on the 23rd. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This one I'm kind of looking forward to. It's also turn-based, so, can be interesting. For the PS5, Xbox Series X and S PC, 24th. It's also going to be on Game Pass, so there you go. Real Politics 3, Earth and Beyond for the PC on the 24th. Super Techno's World, River City and Arcade Classics for the PS5, Switch and PC on the 24th. The 100 line, Last Defense Academy for the Switch and PC on the 24th. One I'm sure there's a bunch of people looking forward to, PlayStation seems to think so. Days Gone Remastered for the PS5, April 25th.
It is a good game.
And
I played it on PS4. It's a good game.
Sure it is. It's just funny that they remaster these things instead of putting new ones
Sony,
out.
innit?
Whatever.
It's Sony. They like to.
Right.
Yeah.
And last but not least this week, we have Starless Abyss for the PC on April 25th. And those are your new releases. So, go forth. Play games. Yeah?
Excellent. Yeah.
Just one on my list
Claire
for me.
Obscure.
Yeah. Claire
Expedition
Obscure.
33. That's the one that definitely has my
I didn't know
attention.
what that was last week when you guys mentioned it, and I've been looking at that now, and I think I've pre-installed it on the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, it's a cool premise.
Yeah.
This random like age that they declare you will all die basically.
Yeah, it looks cool.
All right. Well done, Kim. Thank you for that. Well done to all of you. We've had a good quiz. We've had excellent spinning of the decks ish. We've
Wow, it's very nice.
had our fantastic community engagement manager, Kim Woods. Kim, in fact, let's give one last shout out.
Alrighty. I'm going to shout out our list of shouters because, well, you're important. And if you guys didn't show up, we'd be talking to ourselves. We have Boomer, Rain God Zippo, Amaryllis, Imp the Burrow, Snoogans, and Big Smooth 8. See, I got it on there this time. So,
Well done.
there you go.
All right, let's talk about the coming week. So we have Shooty Tuesdays.
Is that its new name?
Yes.
I think it needs to be Shooty, not just Shooty. I don't know. It might be too much.
I liked Chris.
Because if we go with just Shooty, then it becomes SS Tuesday, and I feel like there's association there that I want to avoid. So, yeah, see? Hey, I'm looking out for all of us.
Holy moly.
So that is Tuesday, for the most part, locked in. Thursday's been a hit and miss for me, and I mean, it's just work. It's work is
Right.
you got to pay the bills, right? So, that being said, we will strive for Thursdays if we can, when we can. Mr. Matthew, I know sometimes you're around on Thursdays, sometimes you're not. Who knows? Kim, Mark, we are all equally available in this realm for Thursdays. Then we have the double fatal femme fatale Fridays. I'm sticking with the femme fatale just because, Mark, you dropped the ball for so long. Kim came in, she picked up the mantle, and it felt appropriate. Femme fatale. Just saying.
Okay. Whatever.
I mean, the alternate. I mean, no, I'm not going to go there. All right. Either way, Fridays. Mark, you have been very active on Fridays typically.
Recently,
outside
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Kim, we know you've been active on Fridays. So there's activity on Fridays, people. Make it happen. Just saying. And by the way, if you have been listening to the show, you snuck in like Big Smooth, and you come in and you're like, hey, I'm going to listen to the podcast today. 1, thank you. We applaud you. 2, if you have not already liked and subscribed, do it. It's a simple couple clicks. There's probably more effort put in when you're on the toilet than it would be to like and subscribe to the show. Make the effort, people. Come on. And also, come back. Come again. We'll be on next Sunday. Same time, same bat channel. It'll all be very similar. Maybe. You never know. We might do something different. We might not. Maybe we'll make the cameras different. Maybe we'll just have Greg shut up and end the show. Maybe that's what we'll do right now. All right, let us wind up the show. By the way, we are on Discord. It is the future. You can join our
Except
Discord.
Greg's never there, so,
I have people for this, Kim. We are on Discord now. Officially. Official. So you can join our Discord. You can submit questions.
Mhm.
You can participate in things above and beyond just being a loyal listener and watcher. So we encourage you, come hang out. You also can find us on Twitter. All of us are active on social media in some fashion or another, whether it be on Twitter, on Facebook. Yes, these are old people platforms, but you know what? We don't care. We buy our own beer. That's the way we are, and we like those platforms. Anybody here on Blue Sky?
I like beer. I am, but I'm not on there very much. So.
Okay. Figured I would ask.
Nope.
I'm curmudgeon that way. We know this. I like the things I like, so I'm used to. I can't call it X. It's Twitter. I don't do Facebook all that much.
You don't do Discord either, you bugger.
That's
No.
what I'm saying.
We're even tagging you in it, slagging you off, and you don't come to defend yourself.
You know the best part is I see it. I see me getting tagged, and it's Discord.
You just ignore it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ignore.
Fucker.
Ignore. I mute most of the things on my phone
That was a
because
dick
nothing
move.
annoys me more. Yes, it is. And nothing annoys me more though than getting the pings constantly from fucking Discord.
You can mute them,
and
but
Twitter.
you can still
I
fucking look
do.
at it later.
I look.
Yeah, sure you do.
Doesn't
I just don't
acknowledge that we
comment.
exist. He just
It's the
doesn't
future,
acknowledge
Greg.
we exist.
This is what kings do, Kim. We acknowledge your existence, and that's it.
You barely knew
alright.
that.
All right. Before we go, I need to see. I'm probably getting slagged off in the chat. Nicole. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think
we
she
need
would
a new
impress.
voiceover.
I don't think she would impress you comparing someone liking the podcast to taking a shit.
Now, did I actually compare it to
Yeah, you did,
taking a
actually.
poop? No. I didn't say what you were doing on the toilet. So, there's differences there, my friend.
What do you do, Sam?
We've gone down a rabbit hole I really didn't intend us to go down. Somebody help us.
Wait, shout outs.
Shout out, Kim, please start, go.
Oh my god. I might need a keeper because last night I got around and started playing Baldur's Gate at like 9 o'clock and didn't get off till like 2:30 this morning. So if somebody would like to sign
interesting
up,
choice of
be
words,
mine.
Kim. Very
I
interesting
know.
choice of words.
Anyway, so if anybody would like
I'm
to
not the
sign
one
up,
posting the sex TikToks for the record. Okay.
that was Mark. But you know what? He bitches about him, but he watches them. So who's the bigger pervert?
I think
here?
me and Nicole are your biggest TikTok fans, aren't we?
But anyway, so if somebody would like to sign up to, sit there and look at me and go, "Oh my God, will you go to bed?" instead of sitting here, doing what you're doing, that would be nice. But anyway, have a good week, everybody. I'm gonna send you over to somebody else. Mark, go forth.
I want to shout out Greg for liking the podcast while taking a shit. I want to thank you guys, all the people in the chat, all the COD players from Tuesday night. We had a lot of fun. And a big thank you to Rob and Jay for a fantastic day yesterday. So I can't wait for the next one. Chris, over to you.
All right, I'm gonna shout out college sports for keeping my dog on his toes. The three of you for being here again. It's always a great time to hang out. And Canadian dollars for just kind of always being there, something for us to poke fun at, even though you get free healthcare. So it's just our way of coping, I think. Maximum dose of Copitol, which brings us to Greg.
Woosah. Shout out to the three of you, of course. It's fun as always. Love having you back, Christopher Matthew. Love having you back, Mark. And Kim, Just kidding. Kim, I love you. You know that.
I know.
Shout out to the chat. They're cracking me up right now. It has been a quite the active chat. Apparently, there is a difference between wizards and warlocks. I'm just saying, it might be a big debate next week. So,
Not as far as I'm concerned, but all right.
Fair enough. I've got nothing more to say. We're going to wrap the show up. We're going to finish this out. We're going to get out of here. So, Mark, play that funky music. Let's go.
This is not something I've planned out, actually. Hang on, let me find the button.
I mean, you know.
I've got it
Didn't
somewhere.
plan for this to happen.
No, I didn't know. Right, here we go.
Well-oiled machine.
I found it. Here we go.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.